when you came down on your left knee, it didn't look great. I mean, how much did that impact you in terms of just movement, explosiveness, that type of thing?
I don't, I played. I don't think it's a great time to make excuses about my physical appearance or how I felt out there. I played and just came up short. I wasn't able to catch a rhythm. Maybe it was due to my body, but I was out there and I was trying to play aggressive, trying to get my teammates involved and do everything I could to be the best that I could be.
Yeah, and just that when you look at that series as a whole, what do you feel like the Thunder did to just make it really difficult on y'all to score?
Well, they had a good game plan. They wanted to take the ball out of our scorers' hands and make other people make decisions, whether it was them scoring the basketball or them making paint decisions and kicking the ball out. And they did a good job. We found some success in punching the ball down to JV a little bit. We knew he had a mismatch. Naji came up big for us tonight to bring us a spark. He was been pretty good throughout this whole series, but we were never able to catch a rhythm throughout this series. And I think we did a good job on the defensive end. On the offensive end, they were diligent about what they were doing, getting mismatches on the offensive end, attacking the basket. They were in rhythm, knocking down threes. And we've seen a lot of players grow on their team in this playoff, so hats off to them.
And how bad you wanted this one, how bad the team wanted this one, how tough was it just to have a night like this where just the shots weren't falling and you were struggling to get it going throughout?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. At the end of the game, you always know it's a possibility that we could have went home tonight, but it's still sitting in that locker room is like, damn, this is our last day. You could tell everybody felt that this is probably, everybody was just sitting in the locker room just with their jersey on and with their shorts on for about an hour, 30 minutes to an hour, just thinking about the season. And, that one, it hurt.
And just thinking about, the season as a whole, just knowing, the success y'all had, throughout and then seeing the way it ended, I guess, what's your feeling about how this season went and knowing what the potential was and ultimately, how it ended?
Well, we know throughout this whole season we've been pretty resilient with injuries, guys stepping up in different roles, different nights. We definitely let a couple drop on different nights. We had some nights where we executed really, really well, and we showed growth on the defensive end for sure. I think we were top 10 in defense this year, and we know that can get a lot better. But we have a lot of things to work on to become what we want to become, and I think we start communicating now. Of course, everybody's going to take a break and go back and be with their families and be away and rest their bodies. But I think our communication got to start pretty soon on who we want to be and what we want to be.
And, throughout the past few years, a lot of the talk was, well, what would it look like if these guys were all finally healthy and got to play together? And y'all got to see that for long stretches this year. Obviously, it didn't end with y'all being able to sustain that. But just thinking back to when, y'all were able to put everybody on the floor, what's your feel about how good this team is and what y'all are able to do if y'all are able to put all the guys on the floor together?
Well, we're talented. Individually, we're talented. CJ, myself, Zion, Trey, Naji, JV. We got a lot of guys that's talented. We just we gotta put it together. We gotta be connected. We gotta know at certain points of the game. We gotta know who's hot. We gotta know where to get people to basketball. We gotta know every single thing about each other and how to make each other tick. We got to communicate a little bit more. We can do a lot of things a lot better. I think this year we just showed our talent, and we were able to get by with it sometimes. I think as players we got to communicate better. I think player to coach we got to communicate better. Everybody got to be better, and it starts with myself.
Brandon, just how surprised are you that the Hawkins just never could get it going in these series? Are you surprised by it?
I don't know if the word is surprise. I just, I wish we could have adjusted better, for sure. But I definitely wish we could have adjusted better.
Yeah, you mentioned Naji earlier. What did you think of the impact that he made throughout the course of the season?
Yeah.
And how effective your guys' bench was?
Well, he's actually, but in a couple games, just turned the whole game around when he comes in on the defensive end and pushing it out. On the offensive end, he got a really, really good IQ where he can see stuff on the floor that a lot of our guys can't see on the floor. He can make passes. He can make and take good shots, and he can actually run a team with him being out there. And he has an urgency to guard the best player on the floor and guard him well. So he was impactful. He was impactful every time that he stepped on the floor, and he made our team better.
It seemed like him and the whole bench was huge in the game a week or so ago when he beat Sacramento to get in the playoffs. What did you think of Jose's impact this season, especially it seemed like he made a big jump during the regular season in three-point shooting, for example?
Well, I think Jose got a tag on his back where when he comes in the game, you know that the game's going to turn around. On the defensive end, for sure, him standing in front of the basketball and him coming down, and, he's added a transition pull-up. He's added a catch-and-shoot three where he's confident in knocking that down. And that's what he's been all season. He has some injuries closer to the end of the season, and, it got him out of rhythm for the playoffs and a couple games before the playoffs. But overall, I think, that's the heart in our locker room. When everything not going well, he's not afraid to speak up. He's not afraid to put his body out there. And when the lights was on, in some of the biggest moments, he was there.
Speaking of Jose, just we saw in the locker room after the game, he was with you, just I guess talking you up. Just what can you share about the message that he had for you after the game?
He wanted to be better. I think that's the most simple way that I can put it. I think at the moments like this, you start reflecting and think about everything that you did over the course of the season, what you could have did better, what you did wrong, and he was down on himself, as we all are. But you can feel his energy more than anybody because he's full of life every time that you see him, and he was just down on himself. He's motivated. He wanna be better, and I believe that he will be.
Obviously, it's going to take some time to process all this, and you probably will just take some time. But what does your summer look like, and how, what are you hoping to accomplish out of the summer?
My summer, my summer is going to take a break a little bit, get my body together, get my mind together, and then and really get my mind together. Start working out and figure out everything that I need to work on to even coming back from injury or anything that's going on, that I won't have a playoff series like this. I think just every summer I've been motivated. I'll be honest. This is from USA up to this season was probably the most the worst that I've been in the New Orleans Pelicans uniform, and I'm motivated by that. I can go back and I can blame coaches, I can blame everybody else but myself, but I gotta go look myself in the mirror and tell myself what I really need to do. How can I help this team? How can I help the coaches? And how do I get the fans of New Orleans to believe in us again? And that's my job, that's my task. So that's what I'll be thinking about over the summer. Going to get my mental together, going to get my body together, and coming back and try to, just leave it all on the line. If I go do that and I come up short, or if I win the whole thing, I know I did everything I could this summer and throughout the season to be who I want to be.
Do you have specific things you want to try to improve in mind or anything like that right now?
I heard Jose say it. I just want to be, comfortable being uncomfortable. I don't have any specifics, but I want somebody around me that's gonna push me. I don't want nobody around me that's gonna be a yes man to me. I want somebody to tell me exactly what it is, and I just want to go work. I just want to go work and be a better version of myself.
You have 1 year left in your deal with the Pelicans. You've been here 5 years. What do you think about just the likelihood of getting something done and staying here, long term?
I don't know. That's not in the front of my mind right now. I love the city of New Orleans. This is a place where I got my first All-Star, where they let me be myself. I got good relationships around here, but you never know. I just take a few weeks off and think about what's best for me, what's best for my family, and take it from there. But no matter what, I got I got a lot of love for the city of New Orleans, for the fans. They did nothing but treat me right, and there's some unfinished business here, so you never know.
Yeah, you said starting with Team USA experience to now, this was your worst season, I guess, here in New Orleans. Can you point to what kind of weighed down on you? Maybe give some examples of what you felt like kind of either held you back or made things so tough.
I can't pinpoint one thing. I don't know. Over the course of everything, just maybe just never got to being myself through the whole thing. I know I came here and said the other day during my injury, I've had spurts of feeling like myself, but I didn't feel like it was consistent nights of being myself, and feeling good every single night. I know I'm not gonna feel good every single night, and I'm not gonna shoot well every single night. But it was just I didn't come around to just being completely me, and as one of the team leaders and the best player on the floor most nights, I can't let that happen.
And throughout your time here, we talked a lot about, you just growing and learning how to step into this role and be one of the guys on the team and learning how to deal with everything that comes with that. Can you just kind of walk us through what's it like for you kind of learning how to deal with scrutiny and everything that's going to come with this series and people talking about you and the way you played and all of that, and how you kind of just mentally go through that process of dealing with that?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I understand the generation that we in. And I'm not the person that's gonna go look on Twitter or Instagram and search my name and think about all the bullshit that somebody got to say about me. If I'm gonna go on my Instagram to look at stuff that I'm interested in. Two, nobody is more motivated or more mad than I am about where I am right now. And what happened throughout this playoffs, what happened before the playoffs, what happened throughout the season. Nobody is nobody got to go home and live with that every single day. So the scrutiny, to a certain extent, if I see it, maybe it brings motivation. But I got everything I need. This is the game I love. Most of the people that's writing stuff about me or saying stuff about me don't know me personally. But this is the game I love. And this is my story. What happened is gonna fuel me to be better. I always remember this moment. I remember everything that's going on right now and everything that went on throughout the season. And it can only make me better. So I'm not worried about I ain't worried about what nobody gonna say to me, because it's gonna be online. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Ain't nobody gonna come to me and be like, you trash. No, I don't even play like that. So it is what it is. I'm gonna go get better myself, because I understand. I can look in the mirror and be like, yo, if you want shit, I can do the same thing they doing. But it's probably a bit different between the person that's saying that behind that computer and me. Like, I'm gonna go work for it. I got money. I got a family. I got people that I love and care about. It's probably a bit different.